With so many unanswered questions and mysteries to explore in Gravity Falls to this day, there's only one that really keeps me up at night. Why didn't Dipper and Pacifica ever date? Now I'm sure we can come up with a plethora of answers, but truth be told, I truly believe it was just a matter of time. Gravity Falls only ran for 2 seasons, and Pacifica's redemption arc, I guess, fully manifested right before the mid-season finale. It would have made absolutely no sense to give Dipper a girlfriend in the final quarter of the series, although it would have prevented Dipper's cringy plot and roadside attraction, so I guess it's worth lamenting after all. There's no denying that sparks were beginning to fly at the end of Northwest Mansion Mystery, but because Hirsch was ready for the series to wrap up, with there being so much ground to cover, it really didn't make sense to include Pacifica in the episodes leading up to Weirdmageddon, because the team behind the show would have had to work with the new dynamic. Dipper on good terms with Pacifica, and getting a little flirty, and it likely would have just taken away too much time. Now, this is somewhat rectified in Gravity Falls Lost Legends, as the first story is centered on Pacifica, Dipper, and Mabel, which kinda shows off the new dynamic, but mainly furthers Pacifica's development in a very cool way. You see, in this story, Face Off, Pacifica shows up to the Mystery Shack for help, wanting to search through the journals for anything that could help her look great for her family photo shoot. However, she ends up summoning the face stealer, who steals Mabel's face. Dipper and Pacifica then have to travel into Gravity Falls' underground black market, confront the face stealer. Pacifica learns a valuable lesson about how looks aren't everything, and how she just has to worry about looking like herself, and ends up even hugging Dipper and Mabel for teaching her that lesson. Although it does yield a family photo shoot that definitely embarrasses the hell out of her parents. But who cares? Eat the rich. What's great about this canon adventure is not like they just flipped a switch and suddenly Pacifica was Dipper and Mabel's best friend. She does behave much more like a friend to them, but her Achilles heel is still prevalent, the superficial tendencies that she adopted from her family. However, Dipper and Mabel help her break away, even if it's just a little bit. But let's take it a step further. If Gravity Falls ran on for just a little bit longer, let's say if the story was expanded to 1 more season, this hypothetical means Weirdmageddon and all that would be in a season 3. What else could have transpired between the relationship of Dipper and Pacifica? How would it have changed Gravity Falls as we know it? In what ways could it have benefited the story? These are the questions I want to give answers to. First off, why do Dipper and Pacifica even need to date? Why can't they just be good friends that hang out with each other? Well, to that I say, they don't. I think a lot of the hypotheticals I'm about to throw out would work if they were just friends. But one, I would hate a will they won't they. Or maybe I like him, but I don't know. And Dipper being like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But one, socially, I think Dipper would have appreciated a win. And for Pacifica, I think not just a friendship, but an actual romantic relationship with someone who wasn't stinking rich would have done wonders for her character in a way where putting a friend label on it wouldn't have been nearly as impactful. Come on, think of the Northwest family. What would injure their ego and pride more? Pacifica being friends with people not in the same tax bracket, or Pacifica dating someone not in the tax bracket? I think Nathaniel Northwest would have literally had a heart attack. And I think something that would have greatly benefited Pacifica's arc, have her completely center her ground against her parents in all facets, for her to truly embrace every part of herself, would be love. Having someone who loves her for who she is, and not just her materialistic possessions. I think Pacifica would have been completely willing to try anything and everything, even if it didn't previously suit her lifestyle. I want to see Dipper and Pacifica at the Gravity Falls diner, eating flapjacks made by Lazy Susan. I want to see Dipper, Pacifica, and Mabel engage in water balloon fights, and even embark on more mysteries together, which is also another big status quo change I think would accompany this relationship. Not that every adventure would include Pacifica, we would still have a lot of vintage mystery twin adventures, but every now and then, Pacifica tags along. Maybe it's a Dipper, Mabel, and Pacifica adventure. Maybe it's just Dipper and Pacifica. Maybe the whole gang is there. But with Pacifica coming from a very powerful and influential family in Gravity Falls, I think Dipper could uncover some serious secrets about Gravity Falls. Imagine, the Northwest attends some annual rich people only banquet, and much to the dismay of Pacifica's parents, Dipper is her +1. However, Dipper does his thing and notices that something is super off, unraveling deeper conspiracies in Gravity Falls, things that go all the way up to the top. Wouldn't that be fun? A few episodes sprinkled in here and there where Dipper unmasks all the villains on the rich side of town. This gentleman isn't just a snake, he's a literal snake from outer space. And not that Dipper or Mabel would ever use Pacifica for her money, but I think Pacifica would be willing to use her resources to Dipper and Mabel's advantage. That monster just kidnapped Candy and Grenda, and now he's halfway across the ocean onto that deserted island. Pacifica comes in clutch. We can use my private jet. Are you sure, Pacifica? Alright, fine, we'll use the jet ski. Or, staying on brand with the cynical humor of Gravity Falls, at the end of an adventure where a mystery is solved, but now Dipper and Mabel are in deep shit and they don't know how they're gonna get out of this one. Until Pacifica whips out a stack and pays off whoever is giving them trouble. Oh yeah, I guess money can solve all of our problems. Thanks, Pacifica. But outside of changes in the adventures and dynamics, I think it also would have just brought more fresh interactions that we didn't know we needed. Imagine Pacifica giving Stan advice on how to make even more money. Or Pacifica, knowing that Stan is driven by money and family, purposely lets him infiltrate Northwest Mansion under the guise of a rich, successful businessman, complete with an old school disguise that we saw in A Tale of Two Stans. There's just so much potential with Pacifica as not just an ally, but as Dipper's girlfriend, that it pains me that we did not get to see their relationship blossom. I truly think it would have made a big difference in Gravity Falls for the better. Not to mention, it would have been great to see Dipper have a proper summer romance. It would have been great for Mabel to come to Gravity Falls, wanting a boyfriend, wanting the greatest romance of her life, but constantly striking out because of whatever reason, and ultimately coming to the conclusion that she just needs herself, as shown with the engraved tree that reads Mabel plus Mabel encased in a heart in the credits of Armageddon 3, whereas Dipper comes to Gravity Falls wanting to uncover the secrets, wanting to learn everything there is to know, pining for Wendy, the girl who is way older than him and out of his league, to instead learn a valuable lesson not just about family, but about romance, about growing up. I feel as if Dipper really needed to learn more lessons in love, and I think capping that off with an actual relationship that he worked towards and grew from along the way, learning not to judge a book by its cover just because it's a rich cover, I feel as if he would have came out an even more well-rounded character. Roadside attraction probably wouldn't have happened, not to mention when the Northwest family lost her mansion, and I imagine a decent chunk of their money, Pacifica would have already knew that she would have been okay, because she already made friends in the middle class who accept her for who she is, who never cared about her money, and already showed her a better way of life. I can see her befriending Candy and Grenda. So when Dipper and Mabel depart from Gravity Falls and return home, she still would have been okay. Maybe they decided Dipper doesn't need to date Pacifica because he's gonna go home eventually anyways, but I don't know. For everything I presented today, I think it would have been a great development for these characters. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. What do you think? Would you have wanted to see more from a relationship between Dipper and Pacifica? Why or why not? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at RoundtableVids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at OshrickVox. We're also on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please sort of like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Special thanks to ARTWITHKODA for creating an awesome thumbnail. For more of his wonderful art, you can find him on Tumblr and Instagram at ARTWITHKODA, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Link down below in the description. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. OshrickVox, signing out.